soft dawn breeze blew across Mac Marcy's face as he saddled his horse. Behind him, the lights glowed through the windows of the Bar 7 ranch. Mac felt a brief pang of loneliness, but then his jaw set with determination, and he continued packing his horse.
Jake, Charlie, let's go.
Charlie Hill walked out of the bunkhouse, carrying his saddle on his shoulder.
Relax, another 5 minutes isn't gonna hurt you.
Jake Thatcher and his wife Vera walked outside. The rest of the hands gathered near Mac and the 3 horses.
Hey, Gary, yourself.
Well,
We're sure gonna miss you, Mac.
guess this is it.
Mac, so long.
I'll come around for a visit real soon.
Yeah, asking for your job back.
You sure you'll be all right, Mac?
Vera, the only difference between running my own ranch and working here is that I'll like the boss better. Hey, Mac.
Jake pointed toward the corral. Ben Tanner, the gray-haired foreman of the Bar 7, rode up to them. His dark blue eyes locked on Mac with a no-nonsense expression.
I need Jake and Charlie back by Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And take care of those cattle. They're good stock.
Oh, they'll thrive over there, Mr. Tanner. It's a beautiful valley.
Scenery's just for looking at. Doesn't feed cattle.
I'll make sure they get fed.
I hope you know what you're getting into, Marcy. So long.
Bantam Doubleday Dell Audio Publishing presents Fork Your Own Bronx, a dramatization of the short story by Louis L'Amour. With Jake and Charlie's help, Mac drove his herd across the grassy plains of eastern Colorado toward the town of Pritchett. The weather was hot and dry. The men were tired, and the cattle moved slowly. But late in the afternoon of the 3rd day, they topped a rise and could see an entire valley spread out before them. Mac pointed to a small cabin in the distance.
There it is, boys. The Double M Ranch.
The wind matted down the green-brown grass on the valley floor. To the north was a small ridge, and to the west were low, rolling hills. Far away on the horizon, they could see the Rocky Mountains. They rode down the western edge of the valley toward the cabin.
What do you think?
Well, it needs a little work.
A little work? Look at the holes in the roof. And the door is hanging half off its hinges. This place should be torn down.
Ah, you just don't see the possibilities, Charlie. You gotta have vision.
All I see is a dump. That's my vision.
Why don't you go water the horses?
Mac and Jake dismounted, and Charlie led the 3 horses toward the small water hole. The cattle were slowly spreading out and starting to graze. Jake and Mac walked up to the cabin door. They couldn't see inside because the windows were boarded up. A stale stench hung in the air.
Whew, time to air out this place.
Well, the last owner lived here 3 years ago.
Jake took a step, but his foot fell through the rotting floorboards.
Ow! It's like he wasn't big on repairs.
I'll get some light in here.
Mac went outside with a crowbar and began prying boards off the windows. Jake watched from the doorway.
You know how much I hate to agree with Charlie, but he has a point. The Bar 7 is a palace compared to this.
I know it's not much to look at now. But how do you think the Bar 7 got so big?
Time, I guess. And hard work.
Well, every ranch has to start somewhere. This is it. There. Let's take a look.
Dust and cobwebs covered the floor and the few sticks of furniture. Mac entered and pushed a broken chair up against a lopsided table.
This is worse than I thought.
Mac tried to manage a smile, but Jake could see his disappointment. His friend had worked for 5 years to start his own ranch.
Oh, hell, Mac. You'll have it up and running in no time. Now let's get some water. I'm parched.
To the west, 2 figures on horseback sat atop a ridge overlooking the valley. The woman was tall and trim and wore a pale blue dress. Her auburn hair, made lighter by the sun, whipped across her tanned face in the warm plains wind. The man had a sparse brown mustache and wore a cream-colored hat.
I wonder who those men are.
Drifters, maybe.
They've got a herd of cattle.
Vin Ricker glanced down at the valley.
Yeah, not much of a herd. Come on, we're done here.
He spurred his horse and began riding west. Sally Kenyon rode beside him.
Nice day.
Yeah, it's too hot. Cattle don't fatten up in a drought.
It's not a drought.
It will be.
Well, I like the sun. It reminds me of those summers growing up. We'd go to that swimming hole in the mountains almost every day.
Yeah, until I broke my ankle when you pushed me off that rock.
You slipped.
I did not.
Oh, you were just clumsy.
And you were dangerous.
I guess I was.
You made it up to me, though.
That's right. The next day, I promised to marry you. How old were we?
12, I think.
Seems like a long time ago. Do you think about the future much, Vin?
All the time.
Me too. I just wish it would start happening.
I figure, after your dad passes on, we could make the ranch even bigger than it is now.
Run the ranch? No thanks.
I'd take care of all the work.
That's not what I mean. I don't want to stay here forever.
Why not?
Because even the cattle get to go on a drive once in their life.
But the ranch will be ours someday.
I don't think I want to own it. Maybe I'll sell it. Or would you rather I keep ownership so you could stay on as foreman?
I suppose I could still do the foreman's job. But I figured we'd both own the Flying K when we're married. Like we did.
Hold on. Married?
Whoa, whoa. Well, sure. Easy, easy, girl, easy.
But Vin, we can't get married. We're already like family.
That's exactly why we can. It'll feel natural.
Sally watched the three riders and the cattle at the edge of the waterhole and thought for a moment.
Vin, I'm flattered, but I never planned on us getting married.
Then put it out of your mind. And you got plenty of time to get used to the idea. I'll take care of you, Sally. Just like your pa has. It'll be a fine life.
Sally didn't answer. She couldn't look at Vin, and instead watched the faraway Rockies. Mac Marcy awoke in his bedroll outside the cabin the next morning. He could already tell from the warm, dry air that the heat wave would not lift today, if it ever would. He had almost been sorry to say goodbye to Jake and Charlie as they rode off. For the first time ever, Mac was alone.
Well, might as well get to it.
But he had plenty to keep him busy. The ranch house needed a new roof. The fireplace was falling apart. He needed to build a corral, dig an outhouse, and buy some chickens. Before he started all that, though, he wanted to ride around his land and check on his herd.
Here we go.
His herd. He liked how that sounded. As he rode toward the western part of the valley, he noticed several groups of unfamiliar cattle grazing near the opening of a pass. He checked their brand. It was from another ranch, the Flying K. He watched the steers munching his grass, milling about on his land. They had undoubtedly come through the pass. He decided to follow it back. After a couple of miles, the trail opened into a broad river valley, dotted with clumps of low trees and grassy pasture land. A huge wooden ranch house stood near an equally large corral. The home was twice as large as the Bar 7. Several cowhands were gathered around the corral, watching a horse being broken. A large herd grazed in the wide-open pastures. An older man with silver hair and a beard, relaxed and in control, watched the scene. Mac figured he was the owner. A younger man, about Mac's age, gave orders to the hands. He had a thin brown mustache and a cream-colored hat. Near the older man sat a tall, slender girl with reddish-brown hair.
Perhaps you'd like to take the apple.
Mac's eye was drawn to her, even from a distance.
Come on, boy.
He rode slowly up to the ranch house. A couple of men turned and looked at him, then continued with their work. He dismounted his horse and approached the man with the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?